for joining us for our Wild at Home session. For those of you that don't already know, my name is Tori, and I am the Outreach Educator for the Friends of the WNC Nature Center, which means that I am usually the traveling animal lady. So generally, I go around to schools and libraries and retirement communities and summer camps and all sorts of other facilities throughout Western North Carolina, bringing animal education programs to people who can't necessarily travel to the nature center. But for right now, I am actually working from my own home, bringing animal education programs directly into your homes. So today we are going to be doing our third round of fact or myth. Now I know not everybody has played this game before, so we'll just really quickly review. A fact is something that is true, and a myth is something that is not true, but a lot of people think is true. So I have these little homemade paddles here that are made of construction paper and popsicle sticks. You guys are welcome to make these if you've been playing along every time we post our fact or myth videos. You're also welcome to, if you want to participate during our video, you can vote thumbs up for fact and thumbs down for myth. All right, so I am going to give you an animal statement and you guys are going to decide whether you think what I'm saying is a fact or a myth. Let's go ahead and get started. Our first animal statement is going to be butterflies taste with their feet. Butterflies taste with their feet. Do you think that that is a fact or a myth? I'm going to give you guys just a minute there to vote. All right, our first animal statement, butterflies taste with their feet, is a fact. So butterflies incredibly taste with their feet. Now they don't eat with their feet. They're not getting any nutrients from their feet. Butterflies, when they eat, or really when they drink, they have a proboscis, which is like a long tongue straw that is all curled up in their mouths, and they uncurl it and they drink nectar out of flowers. But they do taste with their feet. And the reason for that is because, as many of you guys know, before a butterfly is a butterfly, it's a caterpillar. And caterpillars don't drink nectar, they eat green stuff. So when a butterfly is ready to lay her eggs onto something green, a leaf, a plant, some grass, something where that caterpillar can start eating as soon as they hatch, that butterfly needs to make sure that that plant isn't toxic, because caterpillars don't know the difference. If a butterfly were to lay her eggs on a plant that would make a caterpillar sick, they're going to eat that plant anyway, because they really don't know any better. So butterflies will land on a plant, taste it with their feet to make sure that it's safe for their caterpillars to eat, and then choose to lay their eggs or choose to go to another plant to lay their eggs. It's a pretty amazing feature. All right, so that was our first fact or myth. Our second fact or myth: toads can give you warts. Toads can give you warts. Is that a fact or a myth? What do you guys think? Our next animal statement, toads can give you warts, is a myth. A very common myth. So I hear this one a lot: don't touch that toad, it can give you warts. That is not true. You cannot get warts from a toad, I promise. So toads do have bumps on their skin. They do have what we might think of as warts. Those warts are not contagious. Those warts are actually filled with poison. So toads, let's face it, are about some of the least scary animals on the planet. They are. They don't have a lot of ways to defend themselves. They don't have claws. They can't scratch. They don't have teeth. They don't have like sharp fangs or anything like that, so they can't bite to defend themselves. They can't fly. They can't really run. They can jump. End of list. As far as ways of defending themselves, they don't have a lot of ways, and they can camouflage. So another feature that they have is actually inside those warts, inside those bumps that they have on their skin, is poison. So that if an animal bites into them, it's going to taste very, very bad. So hopefully that animal will spit them out. And if they don't spit them out, if they continue to try to eat them, it's going to make them really, really sick. So you cannot get warts from a toad, but you can get sick from a toad. So I always like to tell people it's safe to touch a toad as long as you wash your hands afterwards. It is not safe to bite a toad. One, that's a really weird thing to do, but two, it can definitely make you have a pretty nasty stomachache. All right, guys, that was our third session of Fact or Myth. I want to thank you so much for joining me. And I am really, really excited to see you next week for our next session of Wild at Home. Bye.